Off and running in this Tattersalls National Hunt and IRE Wel Pallets sponsored 4-year-old Geldings Maiden Division 1 heading away. Canty's Cove in the sheepskin noseband is going to be prominent, being chased in the early part of the race by Chase on the Moon. Back in third behind these is Nosy Neighbour, and they in turn have been chased by When the Music Stops with Argento Royale down the inside. Behind these towards the outside races Rock on Max, and they're being followed by Mother's Delight. Miranda de Soto lost but two. They are Cosmic Connection, and last of all in the early part of the races and Nod and a Wink. Making the way around the bend that's going to take them into the back straight on their way towards fences 1, 2 and 3, and as they do so, it is Canty's Cove with the advantage, being chased in second spot by Chase on the Moon. Back in third behind these races Nosy Neighbour, and they in turn have been followed next up in the field by Keep Them Quiet, who in turn has been tracked out over by Mother's Delight. Next up and behind them then comes When the Music Stops with Rock on Max, and they're being followed by Argento Royale with Miranda de Soto. Behind Miranda de Soto at this point then races Cosmic Connection, and last of all in the early part of the race races a Nod and a Wink as they climb out over number 2, which all of them appeared to negotiate safely. There was a mistake by Mother's Delight, lost quite a bit of ground though, but survives as the race on towards number 3. Lost the 3 fences in the back straight, and over in front with the advantage with a new leader as Keep Them Quiet comes through to take over the lead, being followed back in second by Chase on the Moon. Nosy Neighbour, pink or purple jacket, is down the inside in third position, and they in turn have been followed by Canty's Cove in blue and yellow, or blue and red in fourth. Next up behind these they're in black races Rock on Max, being chased by another one in black colours, distinguishing white cap of When the Music Stops, who in turn has been followed as they make their way on down the hill by Miranda de Soto with Cosmic Connection further back and behind them then to find a Nod and a Wink, Argento Royale, and Mother's Delight is last of all. Bypassing the first of the 2 fences in the home straight and making their way on towards the next fence they'll be jumping, which is now number 4, would have been originally number 5, but as they head on towards it, up front with the advantage, Keep Them Quiet, was 6th up on the boot on debut in the opening 4-year-old maiden of the season. We joined there in jumping by Chase on the Moon. Back in third behind these then races Canty's Cove, and they in turn have been tracked by Nosy Neighbour, purple jacket down the inside. Rock on Max in black comes next, being followed next in the field by Cosmic Connection. They in turn have been tracked down the inside by When the Music Stops, who in turn has been followed by Miranda de Soto, with next up and behind them races the black jacket of Argento Royale, and they in turn have been followed by Nod and a Wink, and last of all is Mother's Delight. Making the bend left-handed, continuing the downhill run that's going to take them into the back straight on their way towards what is now fence number 5, and as they do so, up front with the advantage it is Chase on the Moon, who has the advantage from Keep Them Quiet towards the outside in second. Back in third behind these races Canty's Cove, and they in turn have been tracked by Nosy Neighbour. Next up and behind them comes Rock on Max, and they in turn have been followed by Cosmic Connection, with the white jacket of Miranda de Soto coming next, being followed then next in the field by the black jacket of When the Music Stops. Argento Royale is just behind these in company with a Nod and a Wink, and last of all, a few lengths detached, is Mother's Delight. Out over that one they go and continue on the uphill climb. It's going to take them on towards the last of the 3 fences in the back straight, and as they do so, Chase on the Moon down the inside of the quartered colours are down the outside, which is Keep Them Quiet, and they in turn have been chased back in third by Nosy Neighbour with Canty's Cove towards the outside, and further back and behind them then to find Rock on Max, who in turn has been chased next up by When the Music Stops, who's been followed then by Cosmic Connection and Miranda de Soto as they swing back into the straight. Still a long run on the level before they rise at the fence that will be the last of the circuit's time, and as they do so, up front with the advantage it continues to be Chase on the Moon, being followed in second spot as they make their way downhill by Keep Them Quiet. Back in third behind these is Canty's Cove, and they in turn have been followed next up in the field by Nosy Neighbour, who in turn has been tracked by Rock on Max, and behind these then races When the Music Stops and Cosmic Connection, who in turn has been followed by Miranda de Soto. A Nod and a Wink comes next in front of the grey Argento Royale, and last of all is Mother's Delight. Out over the fence they jump, which will be the last of the circuit's time. Mother's Delight picked on landing as they make their way now up to past the post. 4 fences to the circuit ahead of them to complete this Tattersalls National Hunt and IRE Wel Pallets sponsored 4-year-old Geldings Maiden Division 1, and it is Chase on the Moon, with towards the outside races Keep Them Quiet. Back in third behind these is Nosy Neighbour, and they in turn have been followed by Canty's Cove as they race downhill, with Rock on Max who's next. They in turn have been followed next up in the field by When the Music Stops is just briefly driven along. Cosmic Connection comes next, being followed by Herando de Sojo, with Argento Royale, and last of all of the main group is an Odin a Wink being eased and will likely pull up at the back of the field is Mother's Delight, racing on towards their fourth last fence, and as they do so, it is Chase on the Moon with Keep 'Em Quiet towards the outside as they go out over it. Back in third behind these then races Nosy Neighbour, who in turn has been tracked by Canty's Cove, with Argento Royale making some ground wide around runners. When the Music Stops is in that group, and they in turn have been followed by Rock on Max, with next up and behind these then as they go out over that one races Hernando de Sojo. They in turn have been followed by Nod and a Rank. They're going clear over Cosmic Connection. Mother's Delight did pull up before 4 out, making their way on towards what is the second last. Pulled up before that one there was Cosmic Connection. As they continue their climb now, it's going to bring them to the highest point of the track, and as they do so, up front with the advantage, Chase on the Moon, being chased in second spot by Rock on Max. Back in third now is Nosy Neighbour, and then Herando de Sojo around the outside, being followed then by a Nod and a Wink, and then Argento Royale. Right behind these then there's a few lengths of a break to find the long time leader, which is Keep Them Quiet, and they're clear of the remainder. Straightening on up, they've got one fence left to jump for the Tattersalls National Hunt and IRE Wel Pallets sponsored 4-year-old Geldings Maiden. As they do so, it's Chase on the Moon from Herando de Sojo around the outside. They in turn are pulling clear over the third running a Nod and a Wink as they race on towards their final fence now, and with the advantage is Herando de Sojo from Chase on the Moon in second, and Nod and a Wink's trying to come with another challenge over the far side. Back and forth as Argento Royale towards the final fence. With the advantage goes out Herando de Sojo. He's safely out over from Chase on the Moon, who crashed out when in second to the last, but up towards the line it's going to be Herando de Sojo who's going to take this from Marie Holden and Troy Welsh. From back in second spot will be an Nod and a Wink, third for Argento Royale, and they in turn are being followed in by the fourth and only other finisher, which will be Nosy Neighbour, because putting up in the home straight were both Rock on Max, and also putting up was Keep Them Quiet. Good news, up from his final defence departure is Harley Dunn.